Hey, Shalom family, blessings to you. I have not been on camera to do a video in a while, so I just wanted to jump on. I'm excited today. I am celebrating 44 years of life, another chapter, and I am in a place of gratitude, feeling very thankful, feeling very at peace, feeling very joyful. And I mean, what more can you ask for? That is a blessing. And when you have gone through things in life, you realize how much of a blessing it is just to be at peace and content and to be able to feel and experience joy, right? Joy and peace is everything. So I'm very thankful right now to just be in a place where I'm truly grateful just to be alive. So all praises to the Most High. I was reflecting today, and I feel like at the ripe old or the ripe middle age of 44, I'm going through we're constantly changing, right? We're constantly going through pruning and refining, and we're constantly changing. And if you, especially if you have the spirit of the Most High and you are walking with the spirit of the Most High, and the ruach, the spirit, the set apart spirit will always be helping you to see things, right? Helping you to make adjustments, helping you to shift. There's always going to be a pruning process taking place. You're always going to be, just being refined, right? So, but as we go through these cycles in life, life is like in the world, it has this like linear thinking where everything is going, you're moving forward, and it's like a ladder that you're climbing, and it's like you're going in one direction. And then it looks at things that when you have setbacks, it's like, oh, you fell back, and you have to start over. But spiritually speaking, and Hebraically and biblically speaking, we are going through cycles, right? Life is about cycles. Like every year that we experience, it's a cycle, you know, and it's like it's not exactly a circle, right? A circle just goes around and you keep going around the same circle over and over again. But the cycles of life are like a circle. It's like a spiral, right? So it's like you go around, you complete the whole cycle, and then it elevates a little bit, and then you just like those. Remember we had slinkies, and it's like all those little spirals, and it's like you move you're moving up, so it's still going around that cycle, that circle. You're going through through all of the stages, but then it elevates, and then you're cycling through again. So the Most High takes us through things, and we find ourselves seeing some of the same things over again, right? We find ourselves experiencing some of the same things that we've experienced in the past, but this time around the Most High will be refining us in a different way, or reminding us of something, or showing us something. So so we're finding in life that we're constantly moving forward, right? But it's forward movement that is taking us through different cycles and bringing us back to different things to tighten us up. You know what I mean? To sometimes we pick up things along the way that we need to revisit to get off of us. Sometimes we, need to be reminded of our progress, and see where we've come from. It plays out in a lot of different ways, but whatever way you look at it, we're going through these cycles of life. So I find myself in this year revisiting things in areas of healing and understanding that the Most High first introduced me to decades ago, in my early 20s. And I find myself revisiting these things, and realizing, man, I need to tighten up. I need to evaluate my life, and that's something that we're always, I'm always in a place of evaluating and reflecting on my life and myself, and how I'm showing up, how I'm engaging with myself, with other people, with the Most High. And we that's a regular part of our life, but then sometimes we're in a season where it's more intense. and we are really focusing in on certain things. And I feel like I've been in a intense season of kind of reevaluating, how are you showing up, for yourself? How are you showing up in relationships? How are you, and is it the way that you want to show up? Sometimes we get into um, patterns, right? Especially when we say you've been at a job for a long time, or you've been in had a long-term friend or relationship, or you've been part of a group, whatever the case may be, and you start to get into a pattern of how you react, how you respond, how you interact. You get into a pattern, and for whatever reasons, and that pattern may not be authentic to who you truly are, or who you are trying to become and evolve into. And it can be hard to break those patterns while you're in the midst of it, right? And sometimes you don't even recognize it, you don't realize it, and the Most High will bring us to a place where our eyes are opened once again, and we realize we can take a step back and say, I don't like this. I don't like this. So I feel like I've been in a place of kind of like, I don't like this. And this used to work for me, but it doesn't work for me anymore. And so we have to go through that sometimes. We have to go through, just re-evaluating things, because things change over time. Some things stay the same that should have changed. So we just have to constantly be re-evaluating things and seeing how we need to shift accordingly, so that we are being authentic. We're being a person of growth. We're being who we need to be in our life, right? So I just want to share that at any age, whether you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, at any age, you can and may need to make a major shift. You may need to shift things about your personality. You may need to shift different areas in your character. You may need to shift your understanding on something. And it's okay to realize that. Sometimes we go into denial, and we don't want to, acknowledge that there's something that we need to change, but it's okay. Like everything growing changes, so it's good. So the cycles are good, and he takes us back around to see, and you ever I don't know if wherever you grew up at, if you haven't been to that area, or somewhere you may have lived a long time ago, and if you ever got in a car and drove back through an old neighborhood, and you see how it has changed for better or for worse, or it may be exactly the same, but when you were there originally, you didn't, it didn't appear to you the way that it appears to you now, 10, 15, 20 years later. You're like, man, it looks exactly the same. It didn't feel like it was this, it was rough, but now coming back and looking at it, it's like, wow, that was rough. That's because you have changed and grown and evolved, and you're seeing things differently, and sometimes we have to revisit areas of our life in that same type of way, to realize that we've shifted, to realize that there's been a change made, because sometimes we don't realize that our way of thinking, our way of being is different, so you have to go through a situation that's that brings that to your remembrance, to say, I'm not that person anymore. I'm not that person anymore. So anyway, I'm enjoying and looking forward to this next chapter, 44. I'm thinking about how I don't get too much into the number of things or whatever, but biblically and Hebraically, the number 44, 4 plus 4 is 8, and number 8 is new beginnings. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then also the number 4 is the Hebrew letter Dalet. The Dalet is the door, right? So 4 is 2 doors, and I'm looking for those to be open doors. So praise the Most High for that. Those were just some reflections of things that stuck out to me about that number and about the year. So I brought myself a gift. Decided to treat myself for my birthday, and I'm such a Bible nerd, I guess. But I got me this Hallelujah scriptures. It's not the scriptures. I already have the regular scriptures, but it's the extra biblical books. So I have a the little red apocrypha. Do I have it with me? I have the apocrypha book, right? And then I have like Enoch and Jasher and all those other books. But this one has all of them together in here. So instead of having to carry a whole bunch of different books together, I have all of them together here in this one book. So it's pretty cool because they use the restored names. They use the Paleo Hebrew. So it's kind of blurry. So, but anyway, if anybody's looking for something like this, HallelujahScriptures.com has these, and this is pretty cool. I thought that was pretty dope. So I'm excited about that, about getting into using this one, because sometimes I'm reading the Apocrypha. I have the NASB one too. It reads a little clearer, but sometimes in this one, sometimes I prefer the way that it's kind of King Jamesy. Sometimes I prefer the way that they word stuff. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know what they're talking about. So I need another version to get into it. So I was realized I hadn't read my Apocrypha in a while, and I wanted to get back into the book of Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach, and was reflecting on that. So that was what led me to go ahead and get me a new one. So all praises. Also, I for those of you that saw my post a few weeks ago, I'm coming close to finishing a book that I'm working on called Remnant Love. So I'm working through some editing right now, and I posted and shared that online a few weeks ago. But I printed another copy. So I think that this is, if you can get a little sneak peek, this is what the cover will look like, more than likely. And the subtitle I told you was going to change a little bit. So it's Remnant Love, Winning the End Days Battles to Endure in Kingdom Love. So I think that'll be the final subtitle, and I think this will be the final cover. Possibly it might change a little bit, but we'll see. But I'm working through the editing right now, so I'm excited. So prayerfully in the next few weeks or so, I'll have a final draft ready, and I'm excited to share this with the family, the Mishpachah, the body of believers, and really excited about that. So I'm not gonna get too much into it right now, but I just wanted to share a little bit, just give a little bit of an update for those who care, and just wanted to send some blessings and love out to you all. I'm going to continue to enjoy the rest of my day, and just give praise and thanks to the Most High for his mercy and his love that endures all things. So blessings and shalom to you. Peace be unto you. Hallelujah.